Greetings and salutations. Give me a few moments here to put things together. Just getting things together here. Got the natural light here in the background. Let me find something for this here. Just give me a few moments here. Trying to get this stuff together. It is good to see you. I am your bard here once again with you. I just have to get a few things set up here. Let's see here. Druid. Where we at? Spirituality. Yes, one moment. One moment, I will be with you. I almost got it set up here. These morning things, getting them together, can be quite a nuisance. There, I have it all set up. Good to see you. Good to see you, Vixen. Nice to see you. And our good friend, the rabbi, has returned from his vacation to Mexico. Your grandson told us you had taken a vacation over to Mexico. It is good to see. I hope that you had a wonderful vacation experience. Let me turn the volume down just a tad here. And then I will bring to you your introductory poem here. Hear the voice of the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walked amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise out of the dewy grass. Night is worn and the morn arises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while wilt thou turn away? The starry floor, the watery shore, is given thee to the break of day. There you have it. The great bard, William Blake, the great druid as he is known. This is always going to be my introductory poem to all of my shows now. All of my shows for your entertainment privilege. The locals were so beautiful dressed in cultural clothing, right? What a wonderful experience. It is afternoon over there in Israel, is it not? Yes. Good to see you, Kendrick. Nice to see you. It's nice to have all of these people here, beginning this conversation of spirituality on this wonderful Saturday. Here to share my experience with you, here to bring entertainment into your life with the goddess Celadwin in the background here, providing the inspiration. These shows like this, the voice of the bard, they're always open and free. There's no topic matter. The next topic matter will be done on Monday. I'm going to be talking about the idea of the goddess, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Some of you have already seen my poetry that I wrote about that this morning in preparation for this goddess talk. I think every Monday now is going to be about the goddess because we need a little lady in our spirituality, right? There's too many men. The men have dominated the spirituality, so we need some lady. We need some flavor within that. So I think Mondays is going to continue this theme that I'm always having this conversation with people because it makes people mad for some reason. It makes them mad to hear about God being a woman. Now I see over 20 people on. If you could do this thing here, it brings more people into the conversation. I do this every day. Like and subscribe. I am a spiritual entertainer. I also do this for a living. You can go to the join button over there and you can join our Discord community where you can get spiritually entertained all week long. We got a wonderful community of diversity of people over there, people who are not religious, people that are believe in many gods, people that believe in one gods, people that are just not sure. It's a wonderful place to experience diversity. We have a wonderful community over there. Good to see you, Sam. Nice to see you. Good to see you. Why don't you change the background of the goddess to a new picture every day of the week? Yeah, there's only so many that go around. You know, I in particular, the goddess Ceridwen. You know, I am Abad, and she is the goddess Abad. The reason why I have this one, because Maria might be on here in the morning, and she doesn't like my other picture of the goddess that I usually have, which is she's kind of like in her crone state. You know, she has entered this place of dark energy in a way, and Maria doesn't like it. So I always put when I know that Maria might be on, I put the kinder and softer Ceridwen in the background. But she is a goddess of bards, and I am a bard, and we have this wonderful relationship, goddess of bards and the bard. You know, in terms of history, in terms of promotion of Ceridwen, I think that I am the only one who is doing her the service of introducing her to thousands of people every day. So she likes the attention. I like the attention. It's a wonderful relationship we have together. All right. Moon Day is perfect for the mother. Yeah, that's an interesting. I never thought about that correlation, right? The Moon Day in service. Yeah, Ceridwen, she is also. There's so many of these goddesses that are connected to the moon. The moon is the female reality, right? And the sun is the male reality. You can find that going back in many different types of spiritual traditions, this balance between sun and moon and unity between sun and moon, you know, bringing the divine child. I'm more of a Brothers Grimm fairy tale person myself, not big on Bible fairy tales. Yeah, me either. But the Bible does have some interesting mythology to it, some interesting stories. Now, one of my favorite is the brothers Jacob and Esau. This rivalry that they had, right? And learning to bring the brothers back together again. Jacob was a horrible brother to Esau, right? Did all kinds of terrible things, and in the end, you know, Esau wants to destroy his brother, and his brother realizes all of this things that he has done in his life, and he comes to this place where he is able to meet his brother again in an embrace. I think it's a beautiful. There's a wonderful. I don't see it as fairy tale. I see it as mythology. Mythology teaches us things about spirituality and the Bible has a rich history of storytelling, and that seems to be lost, right? People don't see it as story anymore. They see it as this is the way it is. Jacob really wrestled with an angel. Donkeys really do talk. And I think when you take everything literally, you lose the value. Like some of the stories that are told in the Bible are quite inappropriate, right? But that's how they understood their gods and things in that type of history. And most modern people, they understand that Yahweh is not a man of war. People that worship Yahweh as a fatherly reality, they know that the mythology is just a shadow of the experience. The problem is when the mythology becomes fact. That's when you run into all kinds of trouble in trying to like the way that if God is really this way, and I find myself always speaking to people, if God is really this way, he tells you to kill children, take sexual slaves and things, then he becomes an inappropriate being. You know, people, when they write their stories, they're writing from their own personal prejudices and things, right? You have to take that in all mythologies throughout the world. That's not how gods really are. People tell stories about the gods, but that doesn't mean that's how gods really are. Um, Now, let's see here. I'm trying to catch up to your comments. A little bit far behind, but I get to all of them as a courtesy to you. We're having this wonderful conversation every day, right, about spirituality. I like having these conversations with people. I always learn. I always learn from you, and I know there are people who learn from me as well. Is John Medina still here? Yeah, Rabbi, he shows up every day. He's an interesting person, right? Because he denies that you are a rabbi because you don't agree with his Christian fundamentalism, right? Hello, Anthony. Hello, Dan. You think the older world look like blonde Disney princesses? No, I do not. I do not. This is just an artistic rendition of the maiden Ceridwen. I think it is beautiful. I enjoy the art of various Celtic goddesses, and I like this. I don't think that if Ceridwen is a crone, I will still, have that relationship with her. I'm sure she looks nothing like the image that you see in the background. Spiritual realities. Our older brothers and sisters, our ancestors, how I see it is that what we know as gods are just a greater reality of us. You have on the top a father and mother and all of these beings. That's how I understand it. And certainly Ceridwen for me is in that reality. The happy moon day. Good to see you, John. You love the moon. All of your goddesses have a connection to the moon. It just goes hand in hand. Yeah. The moon is the symbol of the goddess, right? Even in the Christian tradition, you have the Theotokos, the Virgin Mary, associated with the moon. Usually the moon chases the sun. The other day, the moon was being chased by the sun. Yeah, that is the imagery, right? This romance between sun and moon, and them finally coming together, and the divine child being born. F-dip civilization, all called as Kali Yuga in the Hindu philosophy. Yeah, well, it's this reality of Kali Yuga, right? All of the corruption in the world. It comes to an end. It is just a passing reality. It comes and it goes. Now, some gurus have believed that Kali Yuga is already over with. Like Sadhguru, he said that it's all over with. It is all over. And there's this other guru that I was listening to. He says that Kalki is going to be 21 years old soon. He believes that Kalki is here. I'm of the persuasion that Jesus Christ was Kalki, because what does he do? He ends the karmatic cycle by ending samsara. He ends the cycle of death and rebirth by offering people the chance to be resurrected, ending the problem in society. All comes, the reason why there's Kali Yuga is because of karma, right? Karma is what is causing the problem. And I think that Jesus Christ is a Kalki figure, in my opinion. Sumerians would love to have a chat, and the Anunnaki. Yeah, that's a popular theme on the internet. Everyone wants to talk about it, right? The Anunnaki, the Watchers, the Book of Enoch. It seems to be a reoccurring thing. Good to see our friend, the chicken and the biscuits. Yeah, you got a biome, and 100 trillion control the anaboric vessel. You are the living biome, right? The chicken and the biscuits coming together in this reality, with all of these realities in this vessel of your existence, right? You are living that out in your experience. Are you listening to Skyrim? Data? No, I am not. This is Oblivion. Oblivion is the only proper Elder Scrolls music that you should be listening to for your daily experiences. Michael, you believe that the donkey is a real thing. I do not. Donkeys do not talk. The donkeys do not have the capacity to speak as the way the human being can. Now, spiritually, you can communicate with other beings, right? Through their own symbology, through their own presentation. But the mind of the beast, the mind of the animal, is not the mind of the human. They do not communicate. The same thing with, when people are trying to commune with natural realities like trees. Trees are not human beings. They do not communicate in the same capacity, they speak their own language. Creatures speak their own language. Now, there are spiritual realities that manifest through the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and so on and so forth, that bring us to a place of harmony where we can have that unity of understanding. But the spirit of the tree, the spirit of the beast, is quite different than the spirit of humanity. This is your YouTube official live stream as cross security guidelines. Oh no, what am I going to do now? I have crossed the security guidelines. I'm going to be permanently banned. Oh no, what am I going to do? What a tragedy. Is a priest saying this? Are you excommunicated? I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. There is no excommunication here. There is only the cauldron of the hour. That is it. That is it. The goddess supplies. And I, as her bard, speak. He is not the priest. Hello, Father. Hello, friends. Hello, Rabbi. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, good to see Ali is here, our good Muslim friend. Coffee for you, sir. Thank you very much. Our good friend Ali, our Iranian Muslim Sufi friend who lives in Sweden. It's always good to have you here in our community. Thank you for your contributions to what I do here. Every day I am on here, bringing enlightenment, encouragement, understanding, entertainment, spiritual entertainment. There is no other person in the world that has claimed to be a spiritual entertainer. Now, I have taken the idea from Alan Watts, the great Alan Watts, the great philosophical entertainer. That's what he called himself. So I took that inspiration from him and to another level, to become a spiritual entertainer, using all religions to bring people joy in their life. Where are we at here? He likes quoting Isaiah. Yeah, he does. He's like, some of these Christian fundamentalists, when they find a Jewish person, they begin to celebrate. Oh my, let's get out the book of Isaiah. Father, you have sinned. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't believe in original sin. So you're good here. Long time no see. Yes. Saturday, Saturn Chronos. Monday is Moon Day. And our good friend here, Brian, the Celtic chieftain of the channel, a great supporter since the beginning of my Nascent. We have this Celtic chieftain by my side, who's also a bard. He is also an entertainer. He is a musician. Hope one day I'm going to go to his tavern and be entertained, as I'm going to receive much intoxication with the great brew of the British Isles. Me and my wife are planning a vacation there in 5 years. So we're going to go see all of our good friends over there. Rasta pasta, oh my goodness, a Rasta pasta man. Instead of putting a little oregano on, a little hemp, it does the trick, right? It's not father and mother. Mary is not a deity. Mary is not like the Father in heaven. She is a mother. She is. I disagree with you. She is certainly a deity. Now, the church fathers, they called her God after God. They understood that humanity is in a process of divinization, of theosis, and that in the tradition of Christianity, she achieves this reality. She is beyond the judgment. She is the boundary between the uncreated and the created. What we are all to become. We are not separated from the reality of deity. Ye are gods, right? Isn't it written in your law that ye are gods, right? All children of the Most High. That is what we are. We share in this reality of divinity. That's the purpose of resurrection. That's why our good friend the rabbi, he is waiting one day to be resurrected by in the future, right? All of the Orthodox Jews, they have this huge cemetery outside of the East Wall. All of these bones, they're waiting for the return of the Messiah and to be resurrected, because God is not in some other place. God is here. And for the Jewish people, God is to be in the temple, in the land of Jerusalem, not in any other place. And resurrection is the idea of partaking of the tree of life. The mythology is you are to receive divine life. You are to become a divine child. When you eat of the tree of life, you receive immortality. Immortality is not ours by nature. That belongs to the eternal Father, right? And that is shared with us. We become children of the Most High. We become gods in little g sense. That is all throughout the scriptures, right? This idea of divinization, it is all there. People that makes them uncomfortable to be on the same level of the divine. But that is our purpose. We were made for immortality. We were made to share in an eternal relationship with our Father and Mother. Let's see. Let's see here. Is there another map? No, there is only one map. There is only one way, and that is you. Your humanity is what reveals what is divine in this world. If you are not doing it, it does not get done. We have a responsibility to transfigure the world that we live in, to make it immortal. And that is what we are called to do. Not just to take from the world we live in, to make it last. This is what we find in our arts, in our sciences, in our relationships. What we are building here is to endure forever and ever and ever. And we're going to continue to build upon that. That is the great mystery that we have been brought into, this great mystery of immortality, of divinity. Let's see here. Wednesday and Thursday are for Odin and Thor, respectively. Yeah. It's nice to have a different day of the week, right, for different deities, right? Father's speech gives me calm because of his sweet voice and of truth and sincerity. Yes, I have a hypnotic effect on people. It is the way of the bard, right? The bard takes you on this journey, right, to this place of comfort, this place of spirituality. I take you into the cauldron of the Awen, the place of the flowing spirit, the place of the inspiration. This is my, life's work, is to bring people to that place. This is what I have been given by my goddess here. You like poop, Mr. Diddy. Well, some people have strange tastes. I thank you for sharing that with the world. We appreciate you sharing your desires for fecal matter. Some people have strange taste, right? Some people like such things. As a Celtic Ceridwen could have had a raven black hair or fiery red. Yeah, there's all kinds of diversity. The reality of the divine, our gods and our goddesses, they are able to manifest in any cultural setting, to have a face that you can relate to. there is no one face of the goddess, right? The moon has many faces. And this is why, like, for instance, in various cultures, like in Christianity, that Jesus has the face of the people. That is appropriate to do because our humanity, in all of its diversity, is not separated from what is divine. So in our creativity, in our art, like this art that you see behind me, it is appropriate for people to try to relate to the divine with their own experience. So the blonde-haired Ceridwen here, that someone created that as a form of relation, putting a face on the goddess. And it's a beautiful picture. I couldn't condense it into the complete, but you have all of the cycles of the moon and all of this Celtic symbolism. And you see, of course, on the cauldron itself is the symbol of the Awen, which you find in the tradition that I belong to of Druids. I'm a member of the Bards, Ovites, and Druids, the Order of Bards, Ovites, and Druids. So a wonderful organization. If you ever are interested in Druidry, they can help you to go on that path. You always imagine her with red hair. Yeah. There's all kinds of beautiful art, right? Let's see. I think I might have banned John Medina in the beginning. Yeah, he's an interesting character because he comes on every day, right? To let people know that I am a false prophet. he just repeats the same message all the time, and I let these people do what they want to do, right? Because I find entertainment in what they are doing. It's quite silly sometimes, these conversations. I don't feel that I'm teaching. Well, I'm not. I don't know if I'm teaching, but presenting anything that is harmful to people. I mean, everything that I say is optional. There's no, I don't care if you believe in it or not. It is all entertainment. But some people, they get quite offended at some of the ideas, like the idea of a goddess. For Christian fundamentalists, everything is the devil. Now, fundamentalism is in every religion, even paganism, right? There are fundamentalists in every religious tradition, and it is a real distortion of spirituality. This idea of forcefulness, this idea of control, and it's all rooted in fear. The responses that they have to the things that I say, they're all rooted in fear. The reactions, and I know what that's like because I have been a fundamentalist. When I was in the Christian tradition, I went through several phases of fundamentalism because I went to every type of a different type of church. I've experienced all different types of religious experience. Ending my I went from like a Protestant form of fundamentalism, and then a Roman Catholic form of fundamentalism, and then in what would be considered an Eastern Orthodox form of fundamentalism. That was expressed within the Ruthenian Eastern Catholic tradition, where it is never right. You have this idea that everyone is, doing things wrong. It must be a certain way. And it is only by the grace of God that you find your way out of such things. It's even when I began to practice Druidry, I found myself being fundamentalist, and my wife had to say, "You need to chill out. You need to learn to be content where you are at." So it is a human weakness, fundamentalism, and it plays a role in our experience of humanity. It is something we need to grow up out of. And now I got over 40 people on. If you do this thing here, it brings more people into the conversation. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to have conversations about your experiences, your spirituality. I do this every day, so like and subscribe. And you can also join our community with Sam, Ali, Vixen, and Brian, and other people that are on here over on our Discord, and Night of the Cipher. Over on our Discord community, we have a wonderful community. If you go to the join button, for the price of a cup of coffee, you can support me. Just one cup, that's all. You can buy a large cup of coffee, a medium sized, or a small over there in the join button, and you can be we can develop our relationship further. I am there for the people in the community if they need spiritual advice, or want to have a beer, or I also read the runes for people in my community. I practice divination, and so we have a wonderful community of people who are not religious and religious over there, and people that worship all kinds of things. It is a safe place for diversity. It is not a safe place for fundamentalists. If you are or apologetics, it's quite wretched. And in that, sometimes people, they come and they have points of view, and sometimes there's a little contention every now and then, but it all gets smoothed out in the end, right? We have these things that we are passionate about. Religion is a very passionate subject, and sometimes we have to learn to sit back and say, well, I have a certain passion about this, and maybe other people, they're not going to understand it, and there's no reason for me to continue to challenge them on that, but just to present my ideas. Sometimes people get very passionate, right, about religion. It can trigger all kinds of emotions and things, and especially if you've been hurt by religion. There's a lot of people who have been hurt by religion. Specifically, Christianity has done the most damage in the world to people, trying to destroy people. Today I wanted to talk about, I had all of this topic matter prepared about people who are gay. I started to create the topic matter and the polls, and some of you know I put polls and things, and immediately I had to remove it because people were getting quite foul, but Christians specifically, about people who are gay. They were quite inappropriate. I'm like, it's the same thing when I put stuff about Jewish people, the Jewish tradition. I used to have a playlist for the Jewish tradition, Jewish wisdom from different Jewish sources, and the bigotry was so profound that I had to take a step back and remove all of it because it was just so inappropriate. Where's Night of Cipher here? Night, I designate you as a moderator, so you can get rid of the perverts and things that, because I can't always catch up to them. And you said you wanted to be a moderator to help out today, right? So there you are. It's going to take me a while to get to these comments. Now, one of the things that I've encouraged gay people, because of the Abrahamic religions, they are forced into this place of shame. There's always been gay people in the world, right? In all of cultures in the world. But because of the Abrahamic traditions, they have been forced to see their experience as one of shame. And so they have this difficult transition sometimes in a Christianized cultures and things of coming out. It's not, for people who are gay, it's not their first choice. They don't want to be gay most of the time. They realize that this isn't the normal path in terms of procreation. But nevertheless, it's intrinsic to their reality. And one of the things that I encourage people who are gay is to not separate your sexual expression from spirituality. A lot of people that are gay, they feel that they must do that because they've been pushed into this place by the Abrahamic traditions, that what they are doing is wrong. So they feel that they have to separate it. Their gayness from spirituality. And I think that is the greatest of mistakes. Humans, in our capacity to love, have the power to transfigure what would be considered natural. The power of love. Now, it's not the same kind of love that you find in what would a man and a woman. That type of love is unique. It is a unique reality. But the people who are gay, their love is still love. It still has a reality of divinity to it. And so I try to encourage people that that are gay to be spiritual in being a gay person, especially to people who hate you. These people that are in these religions who hate people who are gay, that make people that are gay feel like they are of the devil. And I'm ashamed to say that I was like that for some time. And I found myself, especially, this is the thing that people who are gay must do, is not go to people who are negative with the sword. The sword just makes more swords be drawn. You need to love those people and show those people that what you are doing is wonderful. I found myself in a few times in conversations with gay people when I was homophobic. Their goodness and their love made me come to a place to say, why do I have these feelings? I would say, I wish my religious tradition wasn't the way it was, because these are wonderful people. They are expressing themselves. If it wasn't for what was on paper, I would be able to accept them and be whole. Their kindness to me, these people who are some of my good supporters, like I have a cousin, she is married to a woman. She is a woman. Having these conversations with her, she knowing that I was a Christian fundamentalist, just being kind, not throwing up weapons, not trying to fight against me. Such kindness helped me to question, why would I feel this way? These people are wonderful. It's just a different kind of love than what we see with a man and a woman. So, and I try to encourage people that even in all things, never separate your spirituality from what you are doing. You are a spiritual being. Everything in your life should be a spiritual reality. And same thing with all types of sexual expression. When too often we are not taught that our sexuality is a spiritual reality. For me, it is a way to reveal what is divine. I've been married going on 26 years. I have 8 children. My children are my spirituality. They have come out of this intimacy, this spiritual intimacy with my wife. They are not, they just happen. They are the result of procreation. No, children are a revelation of your spirituality, of your divinity, of that love that you have found in that relationship with your sexual expression. And never separate your sexuality. That is a big mistake that people have in their relationships. When you separate the act of love, what you have in your relationship now is the other person just becomes an object to you. And it's quite inappropriate. You need to be loving that other person. And that is the spirituality. You should not treat them as an object for your pleasure or an object for your breeding necessities. That intimacy reveals what is divine. All right, so that's all I wanted to say on that subject. And it's unfortunate that I had all of this paperwork prepared and things for that, but because of the people's hatred and just the visceral in the comments and things, I had to remove it all. Now, there's so many people that hate other people, on YouTube. It's really sad. What am I teaching? I'm just entertaining. I'm not a teacher. I'm just an entertainer. If you like what I say, use it for your life. All praise belongs to the one true God. For our good friend, our good Muslim friend here, Ali. And this reality of divinity for me is quite diverse. There's a unity in it, but it has quite a diversity. What religion are you? I am the religion of spiritual entertainment. That is what I am. That is what I do. For Levi, I am a false teacher. What am I teaching, Levi, that is false? Just because you disagree with something, it doesn't mean it is false. Where is the falseness with my presentation? I'm just sharing myself. What is false about that? What is false about that, Levi? No one is entertaining reading the Talmud. Well, you can find all mythologies, all religious instructions. There's always comedy in everything. You can find it all in there. To me, like in the Old Testament, when Moses asks the name of this God, and he says, "I am." To me, that is comedy. That was a comedic moment. Yes, Levi, I am a false teacher. I'm still trying to learn who the other, if there is. Yeah, well, that is part of the journey, is trying to understand the mystery, right? All right, Elijah's here once again with his fundamentalism. I am teaching falseness and heresies. How am I teaching heresy? I don't even belong to your religious tradition. When you're in a religious tradition, heresy is a reality, right? When you are contradicting in your own religious tradition, I don't belong to your religious tradition. I am my church is spiritual entertainment. I don't belong to any religious tradition, except for Druidry, but it's more of a spiritual path rather than a institution. Honestly, just a giant man-child. And what are you, Elijah? You're a Christian fundamentalist. I have not. Now, some would say my foolery is a childish. When I jest and I enter this state of comedy. That happens usually in the evenings, right? Some of you come when I really get into the comedy. Here is just a mild, peaceful reality of presentation. And you say, I need to grow up. Well, I would say, what evidence do you have that I have presented myself in a childish way? You're the one acting like a jackass, right? You come on here copying and pasting your same words every time you come on here. Just because I don't agree, because you don't agree with me. I have a different point of view. You're the one acting in an immature way. You have ended any type of conversation you can have with another person when you start calling them names. And this, unfortunately, is how Christian fundamentalists, they act. When you're not doing things the way they want, right? They contradict their own Christian teaching, which says, bless, do not curse. Love your enemy. Do good to those who hate you. Try to live peaceably with all men. You're not doing that. That's what your book teaches, right? That's not my book. That is your book. Kindly sit down and behave yourself. Yeah. You see, you have people recognizing that you are the one here, Levi, acting as a child. That is what you are doing. Let's see. Trying to catch up to your comments here. Look at Levi here. Sad ass stream. How many people are you going to win over with your religious tradition by acting like a jackass, Levi? Look what you're saying. You are trying. You entered in here in a presentation of, I'm assuming Christianity, because you're calling me a heretic, and you end up in a conversation. Now you're saying quite things that contradict your own presentation. When someone says Jesus loves you and then calls you all of these inappropriate things, do you think they are going to listen to you? You have just contradicted your own way of having a conversation. This is the problem with fundamentalists. They have no real spirituality except ideology. They are only able to argue. They have nothing else to give people. There's no real spirituality, unfortunately. Just based on his words here of the Levi, he has nothing to offer people. It's sad when all of your religion is ideas, not experience. You can change that, Levi. You can change that. Anthony, you are a bad person, if you should know. Wonderful. You're a good man. I'm a father. I am literally asking you why I shouldn't destroy the bad man. What do you mean by that? Well, you have to learn to dance with the bad man sometimes in order to get the bad man on your side. That's the reality. Mary was a righteous woman, so God gave her a righteous and pious son, whom he made a messenger to the people. And Jesus was a prophet, not God. Yeah, I don't care what you want to believe, That's fine if you want to believe he's a prophet. To me, he is an exalted being. He realized that we are divine, and he taught people how to be divine. That's how I see it. I find in Gnosticism the proper presentation of the Christian experience. Let's see here. Yeah, thank you for helping our algorithm, Levi, with your fundamentalism. The lost sheep will eventually return to the flock. Oh, maybe they are never really lost then. Fourth grader responses. Now that's what you're giving us, Levi. You're acting like a child. You're acting like a child. I never came to you like that. You came here like that. I've been calm in my presentation of my words to you. What about the Gnostic view? I think the Gnostic view is correct, Alexander. I think that is more appropriate. Right here. Aiden, Jesus is your king, the only way to the Father in the Bible. Well, I say to you, you are the way. If you are not God to people, no one sees it. That's what I think Jesus was trying to teach us, that you are the face of God to other people. You are the way, the truth, and the life. And if you're not any of these things, you are missing the point. Why should he be spared? He's an evil man. I don't know. What do you mean by that? Spared. That to me is an evil presentation. Where am I at here? Chicken on biscuits. What are you saying here? Thank you for your support here. A French toast is really just a religious experience. It requires a kind of faith to believe the day-old bread soaked in milky, eggy mixture will somehow become something wonderful. Yeah, you have to exercise faith in the mixture of the ingredients, right? And sometimes, if you're lucky, a Christ will appear on your French toast. I have seen it on eBay. They had the Christ toast, right? And so you are onto something, right? Sometimes in your chicken and biscuits, deities begin to manifest, right? My favorite is the Cheeto Christ. Such a revelation. Cheetos becoming the way, the truth, and the life for people in the world. You never know what will happen in your food. There's all kinds of mysteries. I'm reminded of you remember Close Encounters, the movie Close Encounters? And you had, there's a moment in there where Richard Dreyfuss is the actor. He begins to use his mashed potatoes to reveal the location of the alien spacecraft landing. Isn't that something? You never know what you can get to with your mashed potatoes, right? You never know where they will take you. on all kinds of religious expeditions and otherworldly travels with your food. Are you a heretic? Yes, I am. This is the Heretic Fan Club here. Brian is also a heretic. This is our cult, and you are welcome to join our cult. Like and subscribe. And if you want to participate in our cultic rituals, you have to join the Discord server. There's a join button over there. We do all kinds of wonderful rituals, all kinds of sacrifices. You should see our wicker men. We go around looking for Christian fundamentalists to put in our wicker men. We trap them. They give the best illumination for our wicker man ceremonies. Who is Caradwin? She is my goddess. She is the goddess of bards. No, I'm not a Christian priest. No, I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. All right. Bro, WTF is this in my feed? You can transfigure our world? This shit like I'm just trying to transfigure my grades, bro. Yeah. The human reality is one of transfiguring what is natural. We make it into something more, right? Look at all the art that we have taken from the natural world. All of the lasting beauty, right? You know, like Michelangelo, when he made David, he saw David in the marble. He transfigured the reality. That's what we have to have that vision that the world around us is meant for divinization. We are to transfigure it. Yes, I am a false teacher, Levi. I am the false teacher. Repent and believe in the gospel. No, thank you. I don't believe in original sin. I don't need to repent. Why are you using songs? I'm not using any songs. I am using the melody of the oblivion. That is what it is. Yeah, false teacher of what? That's the real question. Gods, they are on one today. Yeah, lots of gods come on here every day, right? The lights in the sky. Do you think we live inside of a perpetual motion device? Why not? Let's do it. We are still trying to understand our universe, right? The cosmos has so many mysteries that are unending. They are unending. There's never going to be a time when we arrive. We are going to continue to grow in our understanding of the world that we live in. You know, look at our sciences, right? We thought we knew everything, and then 100 years later, we know more. We know that there was an appropriate science, right? You know, that we continue to grow in our experience of how we understand the cosmos. You agree with Levi, so you wonderful. Sophia Christ, yeah, that's the appropriate. The Logos brings you to Sophia. Logos brings you to wisdom. The word brings you to the wisdom, right? That's the appropriate relationship. All right, where are we at here? There are places which teachers you all feel more comfortable with. Yeah, tell them, Sam. I don't understand why they are here commenting if they are in opposition to what I am presenting. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like going on a gardening show, and you are talking about video games. I mean, it really doesn't make any sense to me. Why these Christian fundamentalists? I have a goddess in the background. God says in our religion of Muslims, the religion of your father Abraham, he named you Muslims before. Yeah, you can believe that if you want to. I don't have a problem with Islam. I have no problem with it at all. Ali is a wonderful Muslim. I love the Sufi tradition of Islam. You know, just this morning in my YouTube shorts, what's his name? Arabi. He is a very wise Sufi Muslim. I really appreciate his understanding of the world. And every morning, if you are interested, I release YouTube shorts. They're all under 6 minutes long. And I use the YouTube AI to make the images come to life. Now, I found out a fascinating thing since I've been using the YouTube AI. YouTube comes in and makes a comment in order to boost the algorithm of the AI. I've noticed that there's a repetitive sentence that is used by various accounts. I'm like, this is YouTube's way to promote the AI resource, which I guess it's not being used as much as it should. But I am grateful to the YouTube bots that are trying to promote the YouTube system and recognizing that I use it quite extensively. I have probably about 2,000 shorts, and I've just started using the AI. Every morning, there's always content here. I'm always, from every religious tradition, I release a YouTube short, and they're all under 6 seconds long because people's attention spans, I guess, can't, when they are swiping. If you go past 6 seconds, they lose interest sometimes. They're like, there's just too much wisdom here. Oh, that's a good one, right? 6 seconds long. But my allergies are bothering me here. Jesus has the face of people. Wonderful. But what is he teaching anyway that you can gain from? Wisdom. If it is not wisdom to you, don't receive it. Humanity isn't divine of your law of locals. Well, I would disagree. I think that we come from a mother and a father that are eternal realities. We are part of one huge family of beings. Where are we at here? Are you a false prophet? Yes, I am. You ask a very silly question. Would you go up to like a cult leader and say, are you a cult leader? Yes, they are. Yes, I am false. See you guys later. God loves you, and he will keep you guys safe only if you trust him. Don't listen to this man. You see how Aiden presents his deity. The deity will forsake you if you are not doing it the way that it wants you. I don't know why people would want a deity like that. Ceridwen will not forsake you if you are not wanting to do things the way that she presents things. The Christian fundamentalist God is quite a wicked and evil being that will forsake you if you don't have the right ideas. Your God is evil, Aiden. I reject your God. You fight for that God. I think it's silly to peace is a weakness. Peace is the way of humanity. If there's always the sword, the world will cave in on itself. Peace is not a weakness. It takes more courage to find peace than to cause war. It's easy to draw a sword. It's hard to turn the other cheek. He is not a prophet. He is a man teaching. That's it. A spiritual entertaining man. That is it. There has to be another world map, right? Yeah, you can find it. Go look for it within yourself. You dirty fundamental pagan. What are you? What shall we label you? What kind of labels are you presenting about yourself? Imagine a world without a religion. Then a world would not exist. We are religious beings. Everything we do is religious. We are one religion, is what we are. Let's see. Nice to see you, Fat Robin. You are here looking for Lilith again, right? Your goddess of Lilith. And sometimes she comes on. Man, Catholics are hardcore, doing Hail Marys and shit. I can't believe you not only believe in Sky Daddy, but you do all this weird Catholic BS. And see, you've exposed all of your bullshit already. I have never ever promoted Roman Catholicism at all at any point during this show. But what you have revealed about yourself is that you are a atheist fundamentalist. Atheist fundamentalism are atheists that are not secure in their belief. So what they do to find security is they go on religious channels and make quotations like this in order to find argumentation. They are very insecure people. Most of them were Christian fundamentalists that left, but they did not leave their fundamentalist tendencies behind. So what's his name? Sam 900's here. He thrives off of meaning by bringing up statements like this. It helps him to achieve meaning in his life. It's quite sad and unfortunate, the lack of security that people say. As I always say, you don't find Richard Dawkins hunting down religious channels in order to make these foolish, childish comments as Sam has here. Sam, grow up. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you two grow up too, Levi and Nathan. Yeah. Do you know the 6 or 8 genders of Judaism? No, I do not. I'm not into gender ideology. I think it is a scam created by politicians to control and manipulate people. Yeah, I have a wife. I've been married for going on 26 years. I have 8 children. I have 3 grandchildren. Thoughts on Islam? I like Sufi Islam. All religions have goodness. All religions have flaws. For me, the Islamic tradition shines through the Sufi tradition. It's a wonderful tradition. You're like a broken record, dude. Find a new topic. I could say the same thing about you. You just keep repeating your same bullshit over and over again. Let's see here. I'm hoping to find some other map. Yeah, well, you will one day. You only went to the Christian church. You didn't experience other religions. I've experienced all religions, you know. That was when I was in my undergraduate studies were in world religions. That's where I wanted to be educated. I wanted to experience all of these things. I've been to many different types of religious traditions and trying to understand their worship. And so your presentation is quite faulty. I love how people come on here and they have an agenda. They're not here to be entertained, right? They have this agenda to give themselves their own personal security in what they believe. It's quite shallow, quite shallow. Heresy was a concept developed by the church to try to cement its control over the conversation. Yes, certainly. Dogma is quite an evil and wicked thing, and the contradiction of it makes you a heretic. It's a way for the Christian community to say, to hell with you, because you don't want to agree with our ideas. It's quite wicked. It's very uncharitable. And the church has done all kinds of wicked things in the name of dogma, torturing people, burning people at the stake, going to war. And of course, as you see on here, trying to destroy another person through words, right? It doesn't work on me. It doesn't work on me. But there have been many people who have been destroyed through words because they can't get away with that inquisitor bullshit anymore in the world, right? Most people have laws that don't allow for crazy Christianity anymore. But instead of weapons, they use their words as weapons. But it doesn't work on me. Let's see here. Colin. Okay, but instead of continuing yourself away and convincing yourself of things that are not real, how about you go out and experience the world? A religion is a trap. Maybe it is for you. Religion has made me a better person. You should probably invest your time. You are a fundamentalist atheist, obviously, because you're having to say these things when it's unnecessary. You find religious channels. I think Sam Harris is a wonderful atheist. I've heard him speak, and he is, in a sense, a metaphysical atheist. He understands that this idea of religious experience is a real experience in our humanity, and it's very real to people, and it's contributed to the world. The goodness out of religious experience, not all religious experience is good, but there are certainly values that have been treated as sacred through religion, religious art. For instance, there's so much beauty and wonder that religion has brought into the world, and preserving what would be considered the best of us. But I don't expect a fundamentalist atheist like you to understand that. You probably don't even care about what Sam Harris thinks about it. You're going to continue on in your fundamentalism to find meaning in your life, and every day seeking out. You're like an evangelist in Christianity. He has to go door to door. Will you believe in Jesus? You are doing the same thing because you are insecure in your own beliefs. Let's see here. Do you know anything about these Scythian priests? No, I do not. Tell us about it. A man of the cloth shouldn't partake in libations. I'll partake in anything that would make me a better person. So you can't. Your puritanical bullshit is not welcome here. Puritanicalism is like a horrible expression of any type of religion. Puritanism, is a real evil thing. The idea that avoiding certain things makes you spiritual. This is a humorous story, but I remember when I was a Christian fundamentalist, I had an uncle. He says, I could be like you. I just need to stop smoking, swearing, and drinking. And he was right, because it wasn't a real religion. It was just Puritanism. You confess you're horny. Well, this isn't the place where you can find your sexual excitement. I am just a person talking about spiritual ideas. If that's what makes you sexually aroused, feel free to keep watching. All right. Rage bait. Yeah, that's what you are, Levi. You are one of the rage baiters. You continue on repeating yourself and acting childish, hoping that people would respond to you, because it makes you feel like you have purpose in life. I've always been calm in my responses to you. Accepting non-believers is a horrible idea. Nobody loves them beside you. Oh, you're a fool. You don't know nothing about loving your neighbor, do you? You're a contradiction to your own fundamentalism. Let's see here. All the prophets who came from monotheism and the religion of Islam. Wonderful. My thing about it is there are too many religions to be taken seriously. You can't say with a straight face that the probability that your chosen religion is the real one. My religion is entertainment. And so for me, it is very real. Religion is a diverse reality. I am against the idea that one is right, because religion is a creativity in the world. The idea that one becomes right and the others is wrong, I reject that idea. I believe religion is a creative force within our humanity. See, you have come here thinking that I'm some type of fundamentalist Christian. You've come to the wrong place. You'll be better off going and go to like Catholic Answers or something and having these conversations, because I don't play those games with people. Darth Raven, nice to see you. You have been very bad. You have been using the dark side again. You like yapping. What are you doing, Nathan? You are doing that. Jesus made water into the very best wine. Yeah, could you imagine bottling that up? And what a wonderful winemaker the Christ was, right? Let's see here. Some of your comments I have lost. I apologize. I got another hour on here. Thank you, Luke. I got another hour on here. I tried to catch up to all of your comments, but if I've lost them, please just repeat them, because I'll try to get to them. Just having a conversation about spirituality. I do this every day. Like and subscribe. I do this every day. I'll be on tomorrow, of course, at probably in the maybe around usually around 11 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Depending if my wife is doing something today, I'll usually do it around that time. But yeah, I'm on here every day, spiritually entertaining people. Like and subscribe. You can also support me, because I do this for a living. I spend sometimes 8 hours a day on here entertaining people. So if you want to support that, there's a join button over there where you can be a monthly contributor just for the price of a cup of coffee. And then you can come hang out on Discord with other people here, like Vixen and Knight and Brian and Sam and other people here. There, Renee, why does the devil show himself? I am the devil now. I am the devil now to you. Is that what you're saying? So then explain to me, since you know so well, my friend. What do you want me to explain to you? I don't have anything to prove to anyone on here. I am an entertainer. You are not obligated to. Yeah, I'm not like a Christian who will say, if you don't accept what I say, you're going to be destroyed. To me, that is an evil thing that they do. I'm just sharing ideas. If you find them helpful, if you find them of benefit, you are free to use them. And if not, you can just ignore them. He was a human and walked a perfect life. How do you know that? Were you there? These are all ideas based on someone else's information. All of your information about Jesus comes from secondary resources. Unless you're having dinner with him today, you are basing your presentation on secondary resources. Stop pagan worship. No, I like worshiping Ceridwen here. I also worship my wife. She's over there across the room. I worship her more than Ceridwen. I think about my wife all the time. I write her poetry. I offer her sacrifices. My wife is the greatest of goddesses in my life. Let's see here. And if you come Monday, we're going to be talking about God. That's Monday evening's theme. It's going to be about the goddesses. Mondays is always going to be talking about goddesses, because we need more goddesses. I'll probably go through all mythologies in doing that. Talk about different goddesses from different traditions. There's several hundred, so it'll take me a while to go through all of the different goddesses in the world. I'll start with the Celtic tradition, because that is the spirituality that I practice. Lewis, good to see you. I sent you that invite, Lewis. You asked for the invite. You sent me the email. Lewis is our good astrologer friend here in the morning. It is good to see you, Lewis. So I hopefully you got that invite to the Discord, Lewis, because you asked for it, right? That was you, I hope. Does anyone know about a Mandian or Sabine? Yes, I don't. I don't know what that is. Let's see here. Get rid of the devil lady behind me. Uber, you don't have to be here. She is my goddess, Ceridwen. So she's going to be here through the whole program. She is the goddess of bards. I am a bard. You don't have to be here. Your name is Ober. You don't have to be here. You can leave if it offends you. If it's making you shit your pants, you should leave the room when you have that experience. Okay. The Deacon partakes. Yes, every day. Where are we at here? The demon spirit masked as a goddess is doing a mess on your mind. I feel like a wonderful person in my life, and she is doing wonderful things. Prove that she is making a mess of my mind. I am articulating myself in a very sustained pace, in a very calm manner. Where is your evidence that I have a mess of a mind? Just because people have different ideas than you do doesn't make them evil. You know? But unfortunately for Christian fundamentalists, everything's the devil. Nice to see you, Knight of Blood. Nice to see you. Where are we at here? What, Joey, you're saying I'm spreading falsehoods in the world. You don't have to be here if you think it is false. Other people enjoy it. If it is offensive to you, I mean, why are you watching still? What is your purpose in doing that? If I don't like something on the television, I turn the channel. I don't understand what you are doing. Is that what you do? You put on a television program that you don't like and you start bitching about it. You start yelling at the television set. You start raging at it. You can just turn the channel. It's quite simple to do. Let's see. They are not attacking religion. They are pointing out how rude and uninvolving many Christians are. Yeah. Christianity is one of the most wickedest and evil forces in the world. Now, not all Christians are bad. Certainly not. We have good Christians on here. But in terms of the institutional reality, it has done more harm than good in the world. All right. I have an example. One day, a crystal was given to you by your mom as jewelry, and I was told it was witchcraft, and I'm going to hell. Yeah, it's just a crystal, right? It's just a crystal. It is a natural occurring reality in geology, right? But now it has become a devil. It's kind of like Halloween is coming up, right? Halloween has been designated a devil's day. Like the fundamentalists, instead of fighting against the devil, they give him his own day. Isn't that something? And everything about it becomes demonic, It is quite strange, their behavior. Why does the devil show himself? I don't know, Renee. Are you calling me a devil? I will stay here to spread the word against pagan polytheistic worship. How many people are listening to you? You should ask yourself. You are acting like a raging lunatic. Do you feel that you are helping people? You need to go play Skyrim and go to Whiterun and take lessons from the preacher of Talos. Learn how the way he has presented himself and trying to get people to see the value of Talos. That's what you need to learn from. That's the kind of people will say, yes, this is a wonderful person here. They have great ideas. Quite entertaining. But that's not what you're doing. You are making yourself look like a lunatic. People don't listen to crazy nuts. They listen to people who are well articulated, that are peaceful. And no one's listening to you. He really just teaches facts about all types of religions, reason it works, its cause has a good grip on his spiritual path. A man without God couldn't stand on his ideas so soundly. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. Lewis, the guide to the stars here. Our astrologer on the channel today. And I hope you got that Discord link, Lewis. I hope you got it. Guys, please, can't we all just get along? No, not as long as there are fundamentalists in the world. The fundamentalists are the one doing all the evil in the world. Look at that rapture nonsense a few weeks ago. Look at all the people who have lost their lives because of fundamentalist bullshit. All of this wretched and evil stuff in the world. Where am I at here? I think I got to the bottom. Did I get to the bottom here, or did the thing make me get to the bottom here? Gary, really? Gary always comes on with the same phrase. Really, Gary, yes. Good morning, our good friend Felix. Nice to see you, Felix. Felix, did they ever, I don't know if you're still going to St. Nicholas, did they ever announce my retirement? Father Sarah was supposed to announce that I retired from the ministry. I don't know if he did that at all, because I had people crying about, why did you abandon us? I have retired. Dusty, you are confused when you first came across your channel. You were really preaching on Jesus and how he is the Savior. What has changed? I have not stopped talking about the good things that Jesus has taught. Every morning, there is an icon of Mary and an icon of Christ, where I share wisdom that is based in Christianity. And also, I've been sharing Mother Teresa of Calcutta in my YouTube shorts. I've not abandoned the good things of any religion. I've always now, if you were here like a year ago, this was all church based, but I've left the church. But I have not left the good things of Jesus Christ, certainly not. Oh, let's see here. I'm trying to catch up to your comment. Good to see you, Bree. Good to see you. Oh, you did get it, Lewis. Okay, you did get it. Wonderful. I can't wait to see you on there, right? Where's the dumb Christians at today? Well, they're on here. Some of them quite foolish. The Medians are from Iraq and they live between the rivers. All right, I never heard of that before. Joe, guys, he's not at the weeping wall or anything. It's just a background. Yeah, the backgrounds can't hurt you, Christian fundamentalists. Don't be afraid. It'll be okay. She is just a goddess. It's just a goddess. She ain't going to hurt you. She doesn't bite. She's not going to torment you for all eternity like your God would if you didn't have the right ideas. They believe in baptismal practices. Interesting. Where are we at here? They were white. They say John and Jesus were from their sex. Oh, I see. Father of Monster Hunter. What is that like to beget such beasts? Father of Monster Hunter. In a nutshell, I know you guys don't like to read. Yeah, see? Now, this Christian fundamentalist, when you act like an asshole, no one's going to listen to your message. No one is going to listen to you. You're talking all of this nonsense about your religion. But who listens to an asshole? No one. You've defeated your purpose here. You could have had an altar call at the end where you want people to accept your fundamentalist savior. But I think more people will accept Ceridwen as their personal maiden mother and crow. If you want to accept the goddess as your savior, please put up the hearts. Personal maiden, if you want to accept the goddess into your heart, let's see those hearts. If you want to accept Ceridwen into your heart, you want to be reborn of the cauldron of the Awen. See, the altar call has been made. Ceridwen will come. Ceridwen will come into your heart. She will be your salvation. And she will teach you the way of the bard, the way of the entertainer. And she's a wonderful goddess. She's a wonderful goddess. Oh, where are we at here? Roger, nice to see you. You have changed your name a little bit. You have changed your... is this the same Roger who's always leaving nice images from our good friend from India? Television shit. You were right the first time. You guys just don't want to accept... No, we don't want your truth. You're an asshole. You've made it clear that you're an asshole. You start criticizing your audience, right? Once you get to that place, the conversation ends. No, we don't want your truth. Why would we want to listen to an asshole and become like the asshole? You have demonstrated. Now, this is something that I always say. When your God is an asshole, you will be one too. And you've shown that to us today. You have demonstrated it to all of the audience. So no one is going to listen to what you have to say. Go find some other pagan stream and start over again with being kind and being open to the discussion of others. And then perhaps they will listen to you, and you can do your altar call on there. But everyone wants Kedron as their personal maiden, mother and crone over here. Judaism wins most evil. No, I don't think so. Christianity has done the most evil in the world, not Judaism. Judaism has suffered the most evil in the world by Christians. They are the reason for the Holocaust, right? All of their anti-Semitism in their New Testament and in their church fathers and their liturgies, it began to breed a culture of hatred. They used to burn Jewish people alive. And then you get to the Holocaust, where Joseph Goebbels says, I am preparing the way for the millennial reign of Christ by the extermination of the Jews. That's Christians' fault. They were quite anti-Semitic. The Roman Catholic Church did not apologize until the 1960s for all of the evil of its own history against Jewish people. It's quite a wicked thing. Christianity has done so much evil in the world. Let's see here. I haven't had a TV for 25 years. Wow, that is a long time. That is a long time. Yeah, I when I was younger, when I was practicing a monastic lifestyle, before my wife interrupted that. She interrupted my monastic lifestyle. I had no TV in my house. I had no TV. And then we get married, and then I find myself buying a TV. And at the time, I was a Christian fundamentalist. And so I said, okay, I'll get a TV, but it has to be religious based. So I got the Angel TV network. Oh, that was so terrible. All they do is preach and have all of this fundamentalist Christianity all the time. My wife's like, please don't torment me anymore. I want real television programs. Some of the Christian fundamentalist TV and cartoons and culture when it comes to entertainment is quite horrible. Oh my goodness. Some of the children's TV programs, the things that they do with their puppets and things and their fundamentalisms is quite scary. It is quite scary. The VeggieTales weren't bad. They weren't bad, but all of the other stuff. I mean, our good friend Fim Fang is here. Nice to see you. Our good Fim Fang is a good pagan friend here of the program. It is good to see you. Let's see here. Trying to get to your comments. Halloween is a pagan holiday which organizes from the Celtic pagans. Samhain has no place in the kingdom. Well, actually, Halloween is a Christianized holiday of, the church building off what the ancestors were doing. They Christianized the events. Halloween is to recognize Jesus Christ, basically, in the world. So that's what the church had done to what my ancestors were doing. Its origins are certainly Celtic and pagan. No doubt about that. It's a wonderful tradition. I'm looking forward to celebrating Samhain. I'm getting, this is all, a new experience for me. What we're going to be doing, probably on November 1st, which is the day after, Halloween, Samhain, is we're going to have a dinner, a quiet dinner, where you set a plate out for the ancestors and the fairy folk at your table, and everyone is quiet as you're eating in order to hear from your ancestors. It's a way to honor the ancestors. All of these different celebrations we have throughout the year are all based on, our ancestral reality. It's a wonderful tradition, Samhain. Wonderful tradition. I'm looking forward to going out with my children trick-or-treating. Now, I wanted to dress up on here in the Friday broadcast, all red, like a devil face, but my wife won't let me, so I'm not going to be doing that. She says that I might scare too many people. Where are we at here, Lewis? Some of your comments I have lost, but I'll try to get to them. I have another 30 minutes here to be with you, to entertain you. Why am I an asshole? I've never been mean to anyone personally. I just mean the evil spirit that holds on to you. If I have an evil spirit, cast it out. Go ahead. I'm calling you on your bullshit. You say I have an evil spirit holding me. Let's do this. Show your reality. You're full of shit, right? Because you're not going to be able to cast out anything. You're full of shit. There's no evil spirit here. The only evil being done here is by you and your evil Christian fundamentalism. I'm wasting my life. There is no God. Goodbye. These atheist fundamentalists. Who is worse? The Christian fundamentalist or the atheist fundamentalist? Who has to seek out religious channels every day to make themselves feel better about their non-belief. Good to see you, Joker. Nice to see you. It was not announced, but there was concern amongst some of the parishioners, as you can imagine. I was disappointed there was nothing said. So people have been talking, right? I know Victor he has watched some of these programs. He was quite frustrated. He had said that I had abandoned the church. I didn't abandon, I retired. I'd been at the church for a long time, not believing any of it, in order to just serve other people. And at some point, when I hurt myself, I'm like, well, maybe it's time to retire. Let's see. The only unforgivable sin is blasphemy. Yes, I know. Your God will never forgive me. I have blasphemed. I'm going to be tortured for all eternity just because I have different ideas. Thank you for making it known to us. Let's see here. If hell is forever, then heaven must be a lie. It's all bullshit. This idea of heaven and hell was made up by the church to control and manipulate people. Jesus never taught that people will be going to a place called heaven. He never said he came to pay off an angry God. These are all things made up by Christians to control and manipulate you. Let's see here. Doctrines of demons. Yeah, that's me. Cast the demon out, sir. You say this is a demon, cast it out. You are a powerless Christian. If you say there is demons here, cast them out. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. You are a powerless Christian is what you are, or full of shit, one or the other. Let's see here. Thou shalt not bow down to them. I like doing it. I like having lots of gods. You don't have to do it. My God is not jealous. Your God is. He has to make rules and shit for you to follow in order to control you and to get you to worship him. Worship is optional. There's no need for the worship. It is optional. Your God needs worship in order to exist. And my God is here. No, it's all optional. Let's see here. And the church wonders why no one goes. Last Sunday, I saw an entire family denied communion. It was bearing. Yeah, he acts like an asshole sometimes, doesn't he? You should. I don't want to get into it. Some of the shit that, people. I've seen many people leave the church because of control issues with clergy members. Now they act like real assholes to the people in the church. It is such a contradiction to the love of Christ when you have clergy members controlling people. I've seen hundreds, maybe not hundreds, but that's an exaggeration. At least every year that I've been in ministry, I've seen people leave because of the way that clergy have conducted themselves, trying to control and manipulate people, the guilt trips and shit. I feel sorry, Felix, for your friend, Nicholas. You should hear the shit that is said to him all the time. All of the guilt trip and bullshit back there. It is quite a shame. To me, only a wicked and evil person does that to other people. And I've seen quite a bit of wickedness. that I put up with over the years. Vixen, you are saved as well. I traveled to Israel and was baptized in the Jordan. I met God in Jerusalem. But you're not good enough for the fundamentalists. You went all the way to the River Jordan, but that's not good enough for the Christian fundamentalists. Okay, where are we at here? We have to turn the clocks back. Is that this weekend?
No.
No, it is not. There is no Christ. There is only Baal. Okay, whatever. You can worship whatever you want. Take off the collar. You are mocking the faith. No, I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. I'm not here to mock any faith except fundamentalism. When you act like a jackass, I have the right to demonstrate the foolery of your presentation. You don't like the you didn't hate the VeggieTales as a kid, yeah. Some of them were funny, right? Like the bunny, right? The bunny. Oh, I love the bunny. Remember that wonderful. I don't love my soup or the bread, just the bunny. That was funny. Who's the woman behind you? Do you worship her? Yes, she is. My goddess Keredut. And worship is kind of a loose word. It's kind of like we have a mutually benefiting relationship. She is the goddess of bards, and I am a bard. I don't like offer sacrifices to her or anything. I'm just saying, hey, you are wonderful. It's nice to have you around. It is a mutually benefiting relationship. Okay. Hey, look, the fake prophet. Hey, look, the jackass who is real. A priest of any denomination would never even associate with paganism. Well, I don't belong to Christianity. You love the book of Matthew, the opposite, apostle with no fear. What does that mean? The apostle with no fear? Celebrate the Reformation. No, the Reformation was a joke. They didn't reform anything. They just made up their own shit and made it worse. I guess the Roman had to find a new Roman candles after they stopped burning Christians. Yeah, so much wickedness the church has done, right? I agree, SOS. They have hardened their hearts. No, God hardens the hearts, remember? That's what your Bible teaches. Your God is so wicked and evil that he has to harden people's hearts just to torment them. What an evil God you have. Evil, evil God. If you want to worship fairies, what is it? What are you saying here? Well, I just lost that comment. Let me see if I can find it again. I've lost it in the mix here. Where did it go? Darn it. It is. There's so many comments here that I've lost some of your comments. I apologize. There's thousands on here. So something about worshiping fairies. I only worship goddesses. That's it. And the All-Father. The only God will judge them. Yes, we are going to be destroyed by God. What a great God who wants to. Usually when you have a God who judges people, like when I judge my children, I don't want to destroy them. I want to help them to have a better life. Not your God. Where are we at here? 9 Inch Nails. Trent Reznor, before he was into 9 Inch Nails, he was kind of a more mellow musician. If you followed him, right? In some of his earlier songs and things that he was before 9 Inch Nails, and then he became hard into this new industrial music, and that was a transformation for him, right? Nothing is entertaining about his. God's will not be on. Screw your God. What is he going to do? Nothing. I mock your God. Your God is a wicked bastard. Nothing's happening. Look, I am fine. Your God has no power. Your God is a wicked being. I reject it. You Christians are so powerless. You make these accusations that I'm going to be destroyed. You make these accusations that I have a demon, and then you try to cast it out, nothing happens. You're all full of shit, really. In the name of Ceridwen, I reject your curse. It isn't going to do anything to me. Jesus came as a prophet. Wonderful. Let's see here. We love an all-inclusive Jesus. Yes, do we not? They try to put shame on you in the church. Try to make you shameful because you so-called sin have a problem. Yeah, if you were here yesterday, I did a show about the lie of original sin, how it's the oldest psychological trick in the book, convincing that you are the problem and that they have the solution. It's such an evil thing. There is only good and evil. These are the things that we face. We don't face a God who is getting pissed off all the time by what we are doing. We have a God who wants to help us, and many gods that want to assist us. It is such an evil thing, evil teaching of the original sin. You are a satanic bastard, and you're such a wonderful Christian fundamentalist. You are going to win my heart with such dialogue with the people here. Look at you ignorant fools, incapable of higher thought. God bless you, sad little buffoons. Now, are you talking to me or the audience? I don't. All right. Do you accept gay people? Yes. I just talked, I had a whole conversation about gay people earlier. And the only thing, the problem in the world, the Abrahamic religions, they do not like gay people. Their God destroys gay people. It is such a wicked and evil religion that wants to destroy people because of a desire that they have. You know, like this idea is the tale of Sodomy and Gomorrah, right? You have this God who has the power to change your heart. He is almighty, right? And so instead of making everyone heterosexual, which he has the power to change hearts, right? Instead of doing that, what does he do? He dumps fire and brimstone down upon them. A simple exercise. Wait, instead of destroying the people, he could have just changed them, right? That would have been a more wonderful and good thing to do with your power as a God. Instead, he destroys them. What an evil God, right? You know, the Old Testament God is quite homophobic, right? But I accept all people. All people are welcome here. Yes, I know I'm a false prophet, so on and so forth. You're all a broken record. Just because someone's not talking about religion the way that you want, they become, the false prophet is here. He is doing the work of the beast. That is okay. Father Deacon, I know how the Spirit presented itself to me. I am content. Yes. That's what's important, right? Is that we all find contentment within ourselves. Fundamentalists, they are incapable of contentment because they have been manipulated into these ideas. And when you are manipulated, you have to manipulate other people. So there's never a place of contentment. They are always going to come on people's channels and try to find contentment in trying to argue with other people. They are a miserable lot, Christian fundamentalists. Turn from sin. I don't believe in sin. You have to make up the bad news before you can give them the good news, right? That's what I heard from a Baptist preacher once. He says, you have to give them the good news first before you give them the bad news, or the bad news first before you give them the good news. It's because it's all bullshit. You have to convince someone that they're the problem, and then you become the solution. It's a big psychological scam. What religion? I am the religion of spiritual entertainment. That is what you have come here to experience. I hope you find love and peace in your heart. You don't need to hope. I have it. My goddess supplies all of the hope I need. I feel sorry for you. This man is not representing Christ. What gave it away? Was it the goddess? What gave it away? You cannot call yourself a deacon in any right. I can do whatever the hell I want. You can't tell me what to do. Father Deacon is my stage name. It's always going to be my stage name. That's what I do here. Deacon just means servant. That's all that it means. Entertain you, Holy One. I'm entertaining people. God is good all the time. And not your God. Not your God. No way. You must repent of idolatry. No, I reject the premise. There's nothing wrong with idolatry, as you call it. You're glad your boyfriend is a religious one. Yeah. Let your boyfriend do all the heavy lifting, right? Better than Saturday morning cartoons with more interesting characters. Maybe most of them are static, flat characters, but at least you know what to expect. Yeah. That's what happens when you have idolatry. You have your own Saturday morning entertainment. Who needs cartoons when you have idols? You can shift them around and do things with them. Have a good time with them. Maria is here. Nice to see Maria. Where is she at? I didn't see her in here. There she is. Our astrologer has arrived. Our guide to the stars, Maria. And also the right hand of the deacon, here to impose with inquisitor force the judgment against those who will do wrongdoing in here. Thank you, Maria, for being here. Nice to see you. Maria's getting all ready for Goddess Monday, right? Goddess Monday. I got it all up there on my Substack, all ready to go for Monday's topic about goddesses. Every Monday now is going to be Goddess Monday. We're always going to be talking about how all our ladies are goddesses in the world. This spirituality of the goddess. Hail Ceridwen. Where are we at here? Daniel, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Sin is a social contract built around perfect morality. No, it's not a social construct. Normal people believe in good and evil. The church created the idea of sin in order to entrap you in this institutional reality, making you feel like you are the one that has done the wrong and that they have the solution. God is not a being who is pissed off at the world. That is such an evil teaching. We are in a state of becoming. Humanity has been around for hundreds of thousands of years. And we're not doing the same shit we did 100,000 years ago, right? We are learning from our mistakes. We are growing. We are changing. And our All-Father God is always going to be there guiding us, leading us. This is a great mystery that we're trying to figure out, right? But this idea of the original sin, it's quite bullshit in order to enslave you to people who say they have the answer and to what you have done. It's all a scam. God is not this way. God is not trying to punish people. It is such an evil teaching. Let's see here. You think that baby would ever want to know it had an S8? What does that mean? I don't understand what that means. What does it mean? What are you getting onto there, Knight? I don't understand. The mother is more important than her child. What do you mean by that? What are you getting into some bizarre topic matter, right? You're talking about the act of abortion. Now, I think it is a great tragedy that people feel that they must do that, right? You don't win the battle against abortion by destroying the person who has done it. You will never win the battle. You'll just make the person's heart harder in that experience. The key is to help people to see that every part of our humanity is sacred and wonderful. even if it's here by mistake, even if it's here by inappropriateness. That is, the reality of the human person is a wonderful reality. And every part of what you are is wonderful. And I try to help people to see that about themselves. Our humanity is not our possession. It is something we share with one another. We share this sacredness with one another. I think it is quite an evil thing when you have these people out with signs with fetuses and things on it that have been aborted. I think you people are quite wicked, putting guilt trips on people. You are a Christian at heart. I think there's a lot of good things in Christianity. I think Jesus is wonderful, just not the fundamentalist version of it. Kevin, nice to see you. The Father and Mother in the living Son. Yeah, that's a lot of people see it that way. And I take it a step further, the Father and the Mother and the children. Because we participate in that communion. We are not separated from it. We are all divinity in that sense. It's realizing that you are. I think that's what Jesus wanted to teach people, is that you are divine. You belong. You have a family. Sometimes there's no good opinions left and people just have to make a decision. Yeah, you have to make that. You have to make those hard choices in life, right? You are tired of the Christian lies for a very long time. That's why I became a witch. Omar, you are a witch. You practice. What kind of witchcraft do you practice? Do you practice the Wiccan tradition or some other type of witchery that you are involved in? Let's see here. The sun, the moon, and the stars. Look at that. I've come to the end of the comments here. I got 10 minutes left for any last comments or questions. And then I'll be back tomorrow at some point to talk to you again about spirituality and have this wonderful conversation with people. I do this every day. Like and subscribe. I do this every day. We have these conversations. You can also support me. I do this for a living. There's a join button over there. For the price of a cup of coffee, you could support me every month. And then you can hang out on Discord with all of these wonderful people that are on here. You are a Wiccan. What type of Wiccan do you see? There's such a diversity with that as well. You have the Alexandrians, you have the other ones, and then you have people who are not in a coven. They are into their own freedom of practice of the Wiccan tradition. What type of Wiccan are you? Do you belong to a coven? You had 8 slices of pizza, but I have only 4. Why? Does anyone know? That is a great mystery. You are presenting us with a contradiction. And these are things that you must find inside yourself, Larry. You must answer these difficult questions in life of why there is not the pizza that you wanted it to be. Maybe your perception of the pizza was off. Maybe there's always been just 4 slices. And now you must come to terms with your experience to understand perhaps that you are living in a delusion for some time. And now you have taken the red pill, right? You said, the pizza has always been 4 slices. There's always been 4 slices. All right, where are we at here? Cowboy, cowboy, cowboy. It is always good to see Caledwin be praised. Good to see you, cowboy. Nice to see you here. Coming in at the end of our morning spiritual entertainment. It's good to see our friend, the cowboy. Nathan, you have come. I commend your ability to steer the conversation always back to the conversation of love, the honorable qualities. Thank you for being here. You are welcome, Nathan. It is my duty as a bard to bring people always back into the rhythm of the experience of spiritual entertainment. Yahweh is evil, is he not? Bashing children's heads against stones. Yahweh is, when it is not mythology anymore, when it says this is how God is, becomes an evil figure. Where are we at here? How can a camel get through the eye of the needle? Very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. That is how. Google soldiers and chariots of fire in the skies over the cities of Judea. Wonderful, Asa. You have found your way into the fall of Jerusalem tale that was told by one of these historians, seeing it, all of these lights in the sky. If I had a chance between science or an appeal to emotion, I'm going to take science every time. Yeah, they don't have to be separated. They don't have to. Religious experience doesn't have to be separated from scientific reality. It only happens when you're a fundamentalist, when you choose this idea of blind faith over facts that are all around you. This is an unfortunate contradiction that religious people have to find themselves in. Should they trust their secondary sources about their God or evidentiary facts that are all around them? Science can help you understand your scriptures really better if you let it. If you go on that journey. Biblical scholarship, for instance, has made wonderful contributions to understanding of the Bible. And it's unfortunate that people think in these ways, right? Let's see here. Let's see. The fundies need hard lines. They don't know. They are quite a nuisance, right? And why do I allow fundamentalists to be on here? I was a fundamentalist. I remember what it was like to be enslaved. And only by the grace of God, by people having conversations and stuff sneaking in there, was I able to find my way out eventually. So I know that some of these fundamentalists, some of them might make it out. Some of them. And that's important. To be there for them, to have the conversation, right? To be able to have this place where you say, well, that idea, it's not as bad as I thought it was. Maybe I need to reconsider my understanding of the world. Now I have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left for any last comments or questions. And then I will be returning to you tomorrow at some time and for your spiritual entertainment. And I really appreciate your likes and subscribes and any other support you can give. I do this every day. I'm going to be doing this for a long, long time. And there's always wonderful conversations that we are having here, right? Oh, let's see here. Would you LSD? So the topic of LSD has come up, right? And some of that is quite strong. I always would prefer people would use the natural rather than the chemical, because some of it is quite strong in terms of it is a contradiction also to indigenous realities that there's a traditions of healing that go around with the use of psychedelics that are often taken out and people just want to get high, right? That tradition of healing and medicine, which you find in a lot of indigenous communities, is very, very important. It prepares people for such journeys. Where do we leave the spaceship? I don't know. I've lost it. Ever since the rapture was around, it was out beaming people up. So we've lost track of the mothership. It has disappeared. We're trying to get it back. There was all this confusion with rapture going on, mothership beaming people up and so on and so forth. Well, I have reached the end. Hopefully Some of you are welcome to come to our Discord community. There's a join button over there where you can be spiritually entertained all week long. Go check out my YouTube shorts. I release new ones every morning. I released just recently, before I got on the show here, a poem, a druidic poem about the maiden, the mother, the crone, this experience of the goddess. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Accept the goddess into your light before it is too late.